Hi guys, welcome back. Out and about after the foxes again and dragged this one out. It's been a while since we've been out and about together, but it's nice to meet up and have a catch up. Now, we had a phone call from the farmer just a couple of days ago saying that he was going to cut the fields, the grass fields, and he's noticed quite a few foxes kicking around because we haven't been over here that much recently, so hopefully it's going to be quite productive for us. But they cut the fields yesterday and it's not picked up or anything. It's still laid on the floor, but as you know, cut grass is just a magnet for foxes, so with a bit of luck we'll be able to knock one or two over. I'm sure they'll be lurking about. It's been a little bit misty, but not that it's going to affect the thermal, but looking forward to seeing how it performs and hopefully get one or two on the deck. So we're going to go for a wander now.
Yeah, definitely.
We've got plenty of fields to cover tonight, so let's get on with it. Hopefully bag a couple. Right, well, Clint's just nailed that one, just over 90 yards, so should be up here somewhere with a bit of luck.
Yeah, there it is, mate.
There it is. It's a magnet cut grasses for foxes. So we've got a little Vicky, one of this year's cubs.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was a good shot. Must admit, I'm impressed with the thermal capabilities of this scope at the moment. So,
Yeah,
but yeah,
so far so good, mate, isn't it?
definitely so far so good. We've actually seen 5 at the moment, so hopefully we'll be able to pick up at least another couple with a bit of luck in this cut grass. But yeah, job well done. Okay, back out again using the Thermion Duo. The first trip out, Clint and myself managed to bag a fox each, and the one that I shot went about 10 feet into the hedge and we couldn't find it, but I come over the next day and it was the other side of the hedge, about 40 yards down, so the adrenaline obviously kept it going for a little while and that was the end of it. But we saw 6 that night, so I'm kind of hoping I'm going to see a few more tonight. Clint's not with us unfortunately on this trip, but cracking evening. Unfortunately the grass hasn't been picked up yet. I was hoping it was going to be, but no such luck. So I'm just going to get myself set up, get the spotter out and just hang around this spot. It's ideal because it covers this field and the neighbouring fields around there, so I've got a good vantage point. So perhaps do a bit of calling, see if I can squeak 1 or 2 more in. there we go, there's some clips from the DXP55. I must admit I was hoping for a few more foxes to be out and about because it was on top of the 223, but it wasn't to be, and I must admit the trips I had out at the time, it was just so hot, it was unbearable. Some of the trips, it was, even just before it got dark, it was so humid, and obviously that does affect the image quality of the thermal a little bit, but yeah, I'll be going on to some of the features and my opinions about the scope in a moment, but what I'm going to do now is just show you guys what comes inside the box, and then I'll be going on to giving you my thoughts and opinions about the scope itself. Okay, so inside the box you get the usual Pulsar padded carry case, nice little zip on there with all the compartments for the accessories in there, so you get that. Obviously you get the scope itself. The mounts that are on it, I'm not 100% certain if they actually do come with the scope. I will find out. There weren't any other mounts in the box, so whether these ones actually come with it, I'm not 100% certain, but I will find out from Ian. Get a cleaning cloth, the warranty card, quick start guide, and how the scope itself actually works. There's a little pamphlet there for the live streaming to show you how to do that. You get a 3-pin charge plug. You get a docking station which takes both of the APS batteries, and whether you can make it out or not, but these are little indicators that then flash and tell you when the batteries are actually charged. USB Type-C charge lead, an extra deep cap should you wish to use a different APS battery, and the rubber eye cup on the back, which, as a lot of you know, I'm not a fan of, but you get one of those in the box as well. So that's it really what comes with the box, or inside the box. So I'm just going to run through some of the specs about the scope and then give you guys my opinions, what I actually thought about it while I had it out in the field. Okay, so moving on to the unit itself, I'll just go through some of the features about it. Starting at the front, push the button and it's a sprung loaded objective lens cover. You can move that round to wherever you want it. On the top there's a little lever here. If you slide it left and right, it opens and closes the lens cover for the Ultra HD 4K camera. On the side you've got 2 throw levers, which, as you can see, they both work in the same. Now this is basically for focusing the thermal, and obviously they've done it so it accommodates both left and right handed shooters. On the back you've got the blue button, which is the power button. All you've got to do is literally just push it, and within about 4 seconds it's up and running. Very, very quick, but Pulsar have always been very quick with their start-up times. Push and hold it for about a second, it'll put it onto standby mode, and then push and hold to shut the unit down. It's got a 30mm tube. The cap on the right hand side, if you take that off, it's got a USB charge point there, Type-C USB. That's for charging the scope, and that's also for retrieving any photos and videos that you've recorded onto the 16 gig internal memory. Just put that back on. The cap on the top is for the APS battery, additional APS battery. And moving round to the other side of the scope, you've got the jog wheel. Now this is for zooming in and out. It goes from 4 to 32 times magnification. If you push the button quickly, it brings up like a sub menu where you've got your brightness, contrast, ultra HD, ultra clear mode and everything for the scope. Push and hold it and it enters the main menu. Now there is a lot on the main menu, everything from 10 reticle choices, which is absolutely brilliant. You've got your freeze frame option for when you do zero in it. You've got the Wi-Fi mode. There's just so much on there. It just seems to go like page after page really, but that's how to access the main menu system. The buttons on the top of the scope at the back, you've got the video and record. It records sound as well. The button at the bottom, if you push that, it changes it between thermal and daytime, the 4K camera. If you push and hold it, it activates the picture-in-picture mode. And when the picture-in-picture mode's up, if you keep pushing the button, it'll actually swap the main picture, say if it's on the 4K camera, and then you can have the picture-in-picture mode as thermal, or if you push it again, it'll swap it round, so the thermal is the main, and then the 4K camera is in the picture-in-picture. It's brilliant to use, absolutely brilliant. The button on the left is for the zoom in. Push it once, you can then use the jog wheel to zoom in and out to wherever you want it, or if you want it to jump up through increments, then just keep pressing it all the way up to 16 times digital zoom. So those are the main features of the scope. My overall opinion of the scope is it's amazing. It really is. To have this 4K camera mounted on it as well, I mean, just look at the size of it. It's tiny. It's such a small little lens on the top there, but the image quality that you get from it is just mind-blowing. It really is. It's not one of the cameras that you use for like twilight mode or anything like that. It is literally just for daytime, and obviously when it comes to using it daytime with a thermal picture-in-picture, swapping them about whichever way you fancy it. Obviously nighttime, then the camera's useless, you just thermal them, but during the day, having it as thermal in the picture-in-picture or the camera in picture-in-picture and swapping it about, it's just incredible. I must admit, when you see the clips on the video, it really doesn't do the scope any justice whatsoever. Ian actually said to me, play around with the contrast and the brightness settings and everything, you'll get it right, but I don't think I persevered with it long enough, to be honest. The trips I had out was just, the conditions were just so hot, even just before it got dark, it was ridiculous, and obviously that affects the thermal quality because it needs to be a lot colder, as you know. But if you want to see some real decent footage with it, check out the video that Ian done on his channel on Blackwood Outdoors. The video that he put up using this is a lot better than what I've done. He obviously persevered with the contrast and brightness settings, and yeah, it's a cracking picture when you look at it on his channel. But yeah, the overall performance of the scope is absolutely brilliant. The fox that Clint shot was out of focus. It wasn't nothing to do with the scope. I did actually forget to tell him about the focus throw levers on the side there. That was actually my fault, because it was literally its first trip out, and yeah, it was just wanted to see how it performed. So that was my fault. I didn't tell him about it, but yeah, it would have been nice to have used it in like colder conditions just to appreciate how good the 640 sensor really is in the scope. But like I say, for proper image quality, check out Ian's video. It's a lot better than what this one is. But the overall performance when I was using the scope was just unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. If I had to pick any faults with it, it's my own personal preference. I'm not a fan of the sprung-loaded objective lens cover. I prefer ones that you pull out. That's just my own personal preference. And the other thing that I don't like, is the price. This is £4,500, not cheap by any means. I have heard of a couple of people that do own one, and they rave about it a lot, and I can understand why, but yeah, it's a hell of a price to try and swallow, that is. But for what you get for it, yeah, worth every penny, absolutely worth every penny. Pulsar have really got this one down to a T. So if you guys are interested in this scope, head over to Ian at Blackwood Outdoors. He's got it in stock. This one's actually going back. He's allowed me to keep it a little bit longer than planned, which I really appreciate. So a massive thank you to you, Ian, for allowing me to keep it longer than we had planned. But I'm just gutted I didn't get any more footage regarding foxes or even perhaps rabbits. But yeah, it's been a pleasure to use. I can see why people would like it, but you know, I think the price might be a little bit off-putting for some. But yeah, it is worth every penny if you can justify spending that much on it. So other than that, guys, I appreciate you watching. Thanks again as always. Like I say, thanks to Ian for lending it to me, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.